So this week, we're trying to maybe ask and answer the question, how do ordinary folks lead extraordinary lives? And I think that's a great descriptor for this episode with Mauricio and Christine. They were a couple with young children dealing with their jobs, dealing with transition, dealing with the tail end of COVID when they discovered the one thing. And they went from a completely reactive existence, like dealing with all of the chaos and the fires as they happened, to a more purposeful life where they're able to set real meaningful goals together, communicate about them, understand each other's wants and needs as a married couple even better, and also pursue their professional goals. So you fast forward just 4 years, not a decade, not a really long time, and they've been through this transformative experience. It's a great chance to learn from some of our practice leaders. Let's dive right in. I'm Jay Papasan, and this is The One Thing, your weekly guide to the simple steps that lead to extraordinary results. Mauricio, Christine, welcome to The One Thing podcast. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yep.
So we've been kind of in the same kind of community for a while around The One Thing. Y'all been in and out of the live events and the virtual events. And we've gotten to know each other. You've actually been on our stages, like you've actually presented on The One Thing and shared your story. Why don't we just start with kind of like a before and after? There was Mauricio and Christine kind of before The One Thing entered their lives, and then after. How would you describe kind of your approach to productivity, to whatever before, and then let's contrast that with the after?
Yeah. So before, we were just like any other couple, kind of going through the motions, letting other people's priorities come into place before. It was chaotic, distractions. We have 2 young kids also. So it was just surviving, really.
You're kind of in reactive mode, right? A lot of times, like everything feels full and you have to react to it. You've got your jobs, you've got your roles as not just parents, but also maybe as sons and daughters and brothers and sisters. And you have all of the hats that we wear. And especially, how old are your kids?
Our son's 8 and our daughter's 6.
And so this would have been 4 years ago when you came into The One Thing?
About 2022.
2000, yeah. March 2022.
So they would have been a little bit younger.
Yeah.
So y'all would have been a little bit more in the trenches back then with younger kids.
Yes.
And almost through the COVID. I mean, we were coming out of the COVID thing, but right somewhere there.
Yeah. Well, that's I think a lot of people identify that with that. A lot of people right now listening, they might still be trying to follow The One Thing, but it can be really chaotic when you have a lot going on in your world. You have a lot of things that you're responsible for, and you don't feel like you have control of a lot. You can get into this kind of reactive mode and you just kind of pinball through your days like we wrote about in the book. And you just hope you end up in the right place at the end of it.
Exactly.
It's almost like, if I go back in time, it's almost like we were comfortable in the chaos. And that's what I think it happens to many, many people.
Yeah.
You struggle, but there is some comfort zone right there in the struggle that you live in.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think we're comfortable with that chaos?
I think it's like our normal. And so we don't even know what something better looks like. And we're kind of drowning and just surviving and waiting for the time when the kids go to bed. And then we have a second to breathe. And so you just let those days keep going and passing. And so without even realizing that it's, this chaos, it just becomes your normal.
If you're not aware of a role model of what you should be doing, that there is an alternative, everything you're doing just feels normal. Like this is what everybody else is experiencing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to imagine something different if everything around you reflects kind of what you're doing. Were you going to add to that, Mauricio?
Yeah, exactly. You almost like were reading my mind, because it's also the people that you are with, your network. So you're having the same type of conversation, and everybody's struggling. And somehow it's okay. We're just these ordinary people, right? Like which we are in many ways. But then that's where everything stops. You want to do something, you have dreams, but I don't have the time to think about it.
Don't talk to me about thriving when I'm trying to survive here, right?
Right.
All right. So then the one thing showed up. So I think Mauricio, didn't you tell me that like you studied it in a book club at a former place of work? Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. So I didn't. So my previous employer, a former employer, they had the book as part of their book club. And then I didn't participate in the book club because I didn't like reading books actually.
Oh, there we go.
And so the book was given to me, and it sat on my desk for who knows, maybe 7, 8 weeks, but the book was there, like kind of like, hey, I'm here, man. I'm here. Hey, hello. And then I wasn't paying attention because honestly, I'm an engineer, so I don't like reading as long as it doesn't have any numbers. Anyway, so the book was given to me. I finally got to it. And so luckily, I said, you know what? I'm going to give this just 5 minutes because I'm not going to drop it anyway because I'm not going to like it. And 5 minutes turned into 10 and then an everyday thing. And then next thing I know, I'm telling her about the book. And then she's a reader.
So if he's reading a book, did that just capture your attention? Like he's reading a self-help book. So you're immediately curious. Did you start reading it after that, or did it take you a while too?
I think it was after he'd finished it, and he probably started listening to the podcasts already. And so he was just talking about it a lot. And I guess I'm a reader. Especially with the young kids, like I was reading parenting books and all these things, telling him like, you should read this, you should read it. And he would not read anything. And so the fact that he's talking about this book that he's read and caught my attention. So I think that's kind of what made me want to read it, to see what it was all about. And then to be able to talk to him about it, understand all these concepts, because, knowing that your partner's interested in something, especially after so long of wanting him to get on the board of more information about parenting and things, like something was sticking. And so it made me want to learn more too.
Yeah. The door was open, right? Let's go through it together and let's take this moment and use it for everything we've got. So I'm going to go back to you, Mauricio. There was something you said it was speaking to you. Was it the stuff about multitasking? Like, what was it that you're like, oh my gosh, they're talking right to me?
Yes, the lies, because I thought that I had everything right. And then the book is talking to me, especially the multitasking, the productivity. And I'm like, who is looking at me? Who is watching me? Like, why this is talking to me right now? So, and then, yes, the lies, and then the core values, but the lies was the thing that I was like, I've been lied all this time. I was 42 back then, right? So
yeah. Well, you look up and like you're an engineer. Like we've gotten to know each other, and like I've got a family of engineers. My dad was an engineer. My brother-in-law's an engineer. And if you want something done right, hand it to an engineer. And I do think that I'm proud that some of the things that we put in the book are accessible enough to people who may not even want to read books. They can grab a hold of it. So that captured you. Christine, you're in a different spot, right? You've got the kids. You're like focused on the parenting side. I know that y'all are both like entrepreneurs now. That's just where you were when you read the book. What captured you?
Well, kind of the lies as well with the multitasking, because I think that's just like the life of a mom.
Yeah, you've got one on your hip. You've got one.
Like I can do everything at the same time. And then when I stopped, because I did some part-time web development work as well. And so, I'm working at home during that time as also with COVID. And, you put in a load of laundry, you jump on a call, the kids need you, and you're kind of doing it all at the same time. But then you realize I'm not really doing anything well. And so that just kind of caught my attention, is like, I need to actually focus on certain things, focus on one thing at a time. And at first, as the book kind of talks about entrepreneurship and business. And so I didn't connect at first, but I just stuck with that thought of like, just do one thing at a time, whatever it is. Like right now, I'm at home. So just do one thing make the dinner or fold the laundry, do your work. So that was really the thing, is just breaking it down and stop multitasking.
That's cool. All right. So that's kind of like the before. You've got the spark. Let's go kind of to the after. So like Mauricio, you're kind of driving this bus. Like you brought the book home. You started the conversations. You started listening to the podcast. You even like enrolled in one of our courses. Eventually, y'all end up in one of our goal setting retreats. When y'all started doing this together, like you're implementing the book, where did you start besides the awareness that maybe you could do it differently? Where did you start?
The first thing we started was, I mean, as you said, we enrolled into the Jumpstart. And then that was the
Tell me what that was. I mean, like that was a product so long ago. I don't remember that brand. Like, did you learn about the 411?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And so that's when I learned the tools because to me at that point, the book was still the theory and it wasn't clicking yet. I mean, like this makes sense to me, but how can I apply this to real life, you know? Yeah. And so that's what the Jumpstart did for us, you know, presented the tools, the 60-day challenge, the time blocking, the 411. But if you were to ask me where we started the 411.
Okay. Well, then let's explain the 411 to our listeners. Like, how would you describe it? I know you're using it in your business. So most associates, you actually you use it with your staff, you use it for yourself, y'all use it together. But all the way back to the beginning, put on your beginner's eyes. How would you describe a 411 to someone who's like, what the heck's a 411?
Okay, so I would say it's taking a goal and thinking about just in the 1 year mark.
Right.
And then breaking it down into what do I need to do this month? What do I need to do this week? And then what do I need to do today? And just thinking really small. And for me, I had to focus on the personal side. Like my professional side wasn't really filled out at all at the beginning. It was mostly just the personal side. And then through time and practice, I learned how to kind of add things to the professional side. But do you want to add to that?
No. I mean, I think that's what it was. Confusing.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried and then we were, and we were just putting like a to-do list at the bottom, like for the things to do weekly, you know, instead of like action-based activities.
And 20%, the 80-20 is the other thing.
Which we learn with time, which we're still learning, you know, like we
all are. I'm still learning.
And this other math. But back then, because you were asking what was like then, it was confusing, it was awkward. And the other thing, it was having this intentional conversation with my wife.
Yes.
Like because we'll talk, but we don't talk intentionally, like setting the time on Saturdays, 3 p.m. to talk to my wife about the week. How weird is that?
It's just a muscle that most people don't use. So you start using this together. And we teach this. You hadn't gone to the goal setting retreat yet, but y'all started doing it together.
Mm-hmm.
What were the gifts of actually getting into conversation around your goals with each other?
Yeah, I think we learned a lot about each other things that we didn't know, either that what was important to us. Maybe he didn't realize how much I struggle with the daily home tasks. And then with him, maybe giving him the space to be able to work late one night, or has this specific project that's going to take more time. So we kind of learned how to understand each other's worlds that are different. And then we also, on top of the 411 accountability pieces, we would talk about our schedule.
Yes.
So looking at the calendar. And that was even more of a game changer because with kids, especially, things come up, plans, party.
Drop off, pick up.
Yeah. And so we would align on the schedule, look at the week ahead, and that tremendously helped.
On that high note, I think we're about far enough into the episode that people need to take a break. So they need to hit pause if they need to run into the office and finish listening to this, or get off the treadmill and do the next thing. So let's take a quick break, and on the other side, we'll pick it right back up where we left off.
Okay.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. So, Christine, you were just kind of breaking down kind of this experience of meeting and talking goals and your ahas, getting on the same page. And the real magic is when you got your calendar out. Because now you're taking your goals, and we call it time blocking. You're asking, where does this live on our calendar? And you're trying to navigate, how do my jigsaw pieces fit with yours? and our kids. I love that. It kind of paints a good picture for me. Mauricio, was there anything that we didn't hit on that from your point of view?
I guess, and I'm not sure if she mentioned it, but the 411, the meetings brought its one thing, alignment, which it didn't exist. We were surviving, coexisting in many ways. Alignment, which is huge. And also intimacy. I mean, because intimacy is about getting to know each other. And so that was crucial. Now, every time we had these conversations on Saturdays, which we look forward, we create a safe space to talk about the following week. And that's just magic. I mean, it's just, it is magic. And so, and then having to have it scheduled, and that's just, it flows. The week flows just smoothly. I mean, it's not perfect.
Right.
But at the end of each week, we celebrate how much we have accomplished.
I love that. I mean, when we originally started our goal setting retreats, it's now going to be a summit going forward, and we'll have goal setting around it. Like, one of our missions was to help couples of every kind, whether it be partners or domestic partners or marriage partners, whatever that is, come together and talk about their goals. And the weird thing is, so many people would walk into this idea of, I'm going to be setting goals with someone, and they would be terrified.
Yeah.
And I know that y'all have been to the event and been a part of it long enough. You probably remember hearing about this, but a lot of people feel like they're going to walk in and they're going to find out that the person they love the most actually his goals going in the opposite direction of theirs. And so there's a lot of anxiety, but then you talk to them on the other side, and there's usually relief. And if people were watching this on YouTube, they've seen the smile on Mauricio's face when he's talking about like how much that impacted your marriage. Right. And I think the takeaway for anybody who's like, ooh, should I do this for myself? Should I do this with my partner? Should we do it together? And they are feeling that anxiety, is that the opportunity to talk about it. And Mauricio, you said that actually creates intimacy in the relationship, right? It is, I thought you might be going towards date night when you said that, but it's the intimacy of understanding each other's needs and what your goals are. Like, you understand each other and where you're coming from. And there's real beauty in that. So thank you for like just kind of getting us to that place, because I think that's a big aha for a lot of partners and couples that are walking down this journey together. They have anxiety and they don't know what's on the other side of it.
I went into our 411 meetings at first where like I was worried that he's going to judge everything. Like, I didn't get this done, I didn't get that done. But in the end,
did you worry that he might judge that you didn't have professional goals? It was just house stuff too?
Yeah, I was worried about that. And it was almost like I was kind of embarrassed for myself that I didn't have professional goals. And that my personal goals were more just like making sure I have a meal plan or something like that. Like, it took me a while to actually dream big and think of some things, because but
that's also acknowledging the reality of the moment. Like, that's one of the reasons I asked that question. It wasn't to like poke a sore spot, but if you've made that decision to kind of set your career on hold for a period of time, to be fully that your one thing right now is that role of the mother and doing that thing, that's a choice. And y'all made that. I think a lot of people have a lot of guilt around what they are or aren't doing around that role. And it's just good to talk about it and just air it out sometimes, because there are a lot of people that felt the same way in your position.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, one thing that they help us tremendously with how to approach the 411, because there is a lot of truth to what she's saying. Like, I was going after, and not unintentionally, but it's still like, why we don't, like, I was being a super accountability partner with steroids. And so, but I guess where I'm going with this is through coaching. Mark, our coach, which is fantastic, he helped us navigate and approach the 411 in a different way, and not being so like Mauricio judgmental, and that relief that it's not perfect yet, but it have gotten better.
Well, let's pause real quick. For people who don't know, y'all chose to get into coaching with the one thing. Your coach is Mark, who is one of our longest serving coaches. And he and his wife, like you, have been down this journey. So he's a great ambassador for everything you're talking about. And he's a few years ahead of you, maybe. So just to make sure people understand who we're talking about, Mark, a lot of people who are in the One Thing community know Mark. He's one of our top coaches, and he's appeared in a lot of our trainings. So y'all are coaching together. You're sharing a coaching relationship, not two coaching. Y'all are working with Mark together on your 411s.
Yeah. And kind of go back to what he was saying. Mark really let us know that, or at least for me, he said there's going to be seasons where sometimes the professional side is going to take over more. And for you right now, it's your personal side taking over more. And it's okay to live in those seasons, and your 411 will ebb and flow with those seasons of life.
True. That's just the reality.
Yeah.
All right. So when did you make the leap to get into coaching?
So one of my strengths is learner, and I was trying to learn as fast as I could, and presumably the podcast wasn't enough. So,
You have to wait a whole week for the next lesson.
yeah, I was like, what is next? What is next? So and then so that's when I sign up. I say I need more. There is something more than this, and so that's when I went into the one thing online and saw that you had coaching. And then so that's when I decided to sign up for coaching in October. So if you go back in time, March is when I started reading the book. All the time, March and October, what is this, 5 months in between? By October, I signed up for the coaching because I was hungry, like I needed more. And so I thought that at that moment, the coach would have been, and it was the best decision, the person who will take me to the next level.
All right. So let's take a look at the after. Y'all been doing this for a while now. You've launched a business. Y'all are both working in the business together. What does it look like today? Y'all are now gone from learning it to you're teaching it to your employees.
Yes. And that was actually the reason for creating Somos Associates. Although it's an electrical engineering firm, it's rooted in becoming a training and developing company.
Huh.
You know, that's what it is. That's the purpose of the company. And so,
Well, you said your number one strength, I'm assuming you're talking about Strength Finders, is learner.
Yep.
Yes. Actually it is. The other one is consistency, but anyway, we're not getting there. Because I can do things consistently wrong, but consistent. Yeah. So, and having, like, how can I explain this? Like, the purpose, like being able to share with our people, with the people that join Somos, the experience Somos, because Somos is not a career, it's an experience.
Yeah.
And so being able to transform their lives by sharing with them the tools, the one thing tools, basically, you know, their 411s, that's what we're doing right now. And so even the 60-day challenge. So it's just wonderful. And not only in the professional side, we have also applied this into our community, our church community. So it's been...
Yeah, y'all posted goal setting retreats for there as well. So
yes,
I think a lot of times the kind of the mission vision of a company, you can find the DNA in the founders. And so I suspect part of that is also coming from you, Christine, but like the idea that you've got an electrical engineering company it's actually a training and development company masquerading as an engineering and development company. If you really get down to it, like there's a lot of electrical engineering companies out there. So why should someone want to join yours, or why should someone want to work with you? You're kind of leaning into our one thing is going to be how we train and develop our people. Right. So we're a training and development company.
I was going to add, so my role is more like on the marketing side of things, where I'm the one that's curating the social media posts.
Well, you're a web developer by trade, right? That was, yeah.
I keep the website up as well. But it's kind of interesting trying to plan this content for the social media, because it's not all about just what is a engineer and what are our projects and things like that. It's like one of our posts was about our new employee doing the 411 for the first time. You know, and then
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You don't get any paid, you don't get any royalties or anything.
No,
but we believe in the tools. We're not doing this. We're not selling anything here. We're sharing progress.
Right. So like, that's what the social media is. The backbone is about our values. It's not about, we'll definitely post eventually about some projects or testimonials from clients and things like that. But a lot of it is just going to be about how to be intentional about your work, having goals, setting those goals, creating habits, and just all the inspiration that we've got from the one thing and being part of this community. We want to share that as much as we can with whoever we come into contact with.
Well, I'll steal a line from one of you. I think one of you said it on our stage or maybe in our previous conversations, like the tools work when you work the tools.
Exactly.
Yes.
So y'all are working the tools. You're teaching your people how to work the tools. I actually don't think the world needs a new way to set goals.
Right.
I don't. But the 411 to me represents a way to kind of have a relationship with them, because it's not just the piece of paper you do one time. You have to update it every week. So like y'all were meeting at 3 p.m. on Saturdays. When y'all are teaching your people to do their 411s, do you encourage them to have a date with their goals, like on Fridays, Mondays? Is there a standard y'all set or suggest?
Yeah, every Monday at 8:30 in the morning, that's when we go out through our 411s with our people. Yes.
So they'll have to have it done by then, or do they do it with you?
No, they have it done by then. So
Right. So they probably did it over the weekend or at the end of the day. And that's exactly what we teach, right? That way they're going into the work by 8:30. They've had their cup of coffee. They're sitting down with you, their boss, and they should be clear about their priorities. And if they're not, you can help them see the right priorities and kind of nudge them back in line. And the beautiful thing I love about this as a leader, because I do this in my company too, is you look up, if you meet with them every week, they can never get that far off the reservation, right? It's usually like little tiny micro corrections, which don't feel bad to them and they don't feel bad to you. And you're all like, it's kind of a forced communication tool. Are we in alignment? Are we in alignment? Just like it was doing for your marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've actually kind of taken that into the business, where I created a series of surveys to send out to the client for like pre-kickoff, 50% done, 90% done, and then when the project's completed. So we're going to have these check-in points with them as well to know where we need to course correct along the way, and not waiting until the very end to know all these things that we needed to change. So, it's not using a 411 with a client, but it's in a way to check in with them.
Yeah. Communications and expectation setting along the way prevents a lot of customer service issues. They prevent a lot of employment issues. Like so much happens, marriage issues, like you name it in any category. Let's communicate along the way and reset expectations along the way. That's a plan that's going to work in the environment.
Yeah. And then I was going to add to, in real life, what it happens to me, what I experienced yesterday through teaching the 411 to one of our employees, that he came to me yesterday and he gave me his hand, and say, I want you to thank you. And I said, what are you talking about? Are you doing okay? He said, I'm doing fantastic. Since you showed me the 411 and how to time block, I have gotten done this week things that I had been waiting for to get it done in a year.
Yeah.
So, and I'm seeing his eyes, like, shining. That was like, oh man, I told him, I'm so proud of you. Like, I mean, and for me, it's like that was it. That was it, So it's just wonderful.
So like, I think of the one thing as a self-leadership book, right? It's an approach to getting the things that you really need to get done, even if you don't want to. Like, it's just a good, clear, simple approach. And when you learn to do that for yourself, you're now qualified to lead other people. Mm-hmm. So what's great is like you're taking the tools of self-leadership, using them for leadership, and probably creating another generation of leaders as a result. So you should pat yourself on the back and feel proud of yourself. It's a really gratifying thing to do. We're going to run out of time. I think we could talk, because y'all been living this at so many levels in so many parts of your life. We haven't even talked about the 66-day challenge. And I know you do that with your kids, and yeah, like our virus of a book has invaded every part of your life. And I'm kind of proud of that.
Yeah.
So think back 4.5 years ago. Do you think the Christine and Mauricio of then could imagine where you would be today?
I don't think so.
No way.
What advice would you give them?
We would say to create space. Create the space to just let your thoughts kind of wander. And that's when new ideas come. Because we were so much in the trenches that we didn't have the chance to really think about the dreams until we created the space to do that.
Doers who need space to dream. That's one of our mantras around here. I love it. I mean, it is like the promise for us is if people did the work, they used the tools and did the work, that your ordinary results can become extraordinary results. And I think y'all are living proof that y'all came from a place where you look around and, hey, this is what everybody deals with, right? You just respond to the world. It's a little bit of chaos, but like, this is what the life is like. And you didn't know there's an alternative. Hopefully there's someone out there that's listening that might be where you were 4 or so years ago, that this will be kind of maybe a kick in the derriere, like a little nudge, maybe to lean in and realize there is something else, that there is another choice if they just start making different choices around how they spend their time. And it might start with making space to dream a little bit and have a process for that. So I want to thank you both for sharing. Y'all have shared every aspect of your life. And I'm sure there are a lot of people listening to this who are like, thank you. So I'm saying it for them. You know this because you listen to the podcast. We like to end everyone with a little challenge. What would your challenge be based on what we've talked about?
It's almost what I just said before, where creating the space. So sometimes people say, I don't have time to do that. So just take something that you do every day. Maybe it's washing dishes. You go on a walk, you're driving the car, but make it silent. So turn off the radio. Don't listen to anything while you're going on a walk. Turn the TV off while you're washing dishes. And just let the silence be there. You don't have to think about anything specifically, but just give yourself a little bit of silence.
Yes.
Turn off the podcast. You're telling them to turn off the podcast. No, I agree. That's a great piece of advice. Make a little space, right? It's in those spaces, thinking time is what I call it, where our best ideas, and we actually get clear. Often we're moving so fast, right? We don't look up far enough to see the horizon. We just see where we need to take the next 2 steps. Yep. And we don't know where we're going. So just a little bit of space to take a deeper breath and maybe look a little farther out. Mauricio, Christine, thank you so much for sharing. I'm sure you've really helped a lot of people today. And thank you. I've always learned from our practice leaders, and that describes you. And we'll also thank Mark, your coach, who I'm sure is listening with a great deal of pride.
Yes. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I sure did. Next week, I'm super excited to introduce you to my friend, Sam Vanderwielen. Sam Vanderwielen is a former attorney turned entrepreneur. She hated her job and decided to build something different for herself. She's also recently come out with a book called When I Start My Business, I'll Be Happy. And it is a fabulous exploration of how she built an 8-figure business in a very short period of time that also fits who she is and her lifestyle. You will love it. Lots of practical tips, lots of real world experience. And this is from someone who is also trying to be authentically themselves while they do it. I also think she's really funny. Know you'll enjoy it. We will see you next week.
This podcast is for general informational purposes only. The views, thoughts, and opinions of the guest represent those of the guest and not Productive or Keller Williams Realty LLC and their affiliates, and should not be construed as financial, economic, legal, tax, or other advice. This podcast is provided without any warranty or guarantee of its accuracy, completeness, timeliness, or results from using the information.